Now, as we go into our last lesson, 10.3, measure of center, what we're going to ask you to do for each of these is to find the mean, and write this in your book, the median, and the mode. And then we'll have questions about this, but basically this is not in order, but if you write these out in order, that'll be a -5, a -5, a -5. There's 3 -5s, and then we have a 5, a 5, and a 5. And the protocol for finding the mean is to add these all up. So when you add them up, the sum of this is what? And the answer is 0. So we have a -15 and a +15. Now the number of items of data that we have is 6. So 0 divided by 6 for our mean is 0. Now the protocol for finding the medians, as we have them lined up, and there are 6, is to get to the middle. Well, since it's even, we take our items number 3 and 4. These are the 2 middle items. Add these up and divide by 2. And that is 0 divided by 2. Well, that's still 0. Now, for the mode, we look at what we see here. And is there any one number that's used more than any other? Well, we have a -5 that's used 3 times, and we have a 5 that's used 3 times. Now, this is not what's there, but if we were to add, for instance, 6 and a 7, and these were our items of data, then we'd see that we have 3 of -5 and 3 of 5. That would make this set, including the 6 and 7, bimodal. But we don't have these. So when there isn't, in a series of data, items that are used more often than the other, then there is, in this case, no mode. So this one's a little tricky. Again, if you had other items and then these were used more than the other items, you would have a mode. But since these are used the same amount of time, there isn't one that's used more than the others. So there's no mode. All right, let's go on to the next one. Now, for this one, again, you want to find the mean, the median, and the mode. So again, a good strategy is to put these in order. So take a moment and put them from lowest to highest. Now, when you add these all up, interestingly, this adds up to a 0. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Divided by 8, that would be a 0. So our mean, x bar, is 0. Now, what's our median? Well, again, since they're even numbers, we're going to go to the 2 in the middle. So now there's 3 on this side, 3 on this side, 2 in the middle. we add these two up, and that gives us a 0 divided by 2. For our median, now it gives us a 0. Now for our mode, we're looking at what value is used more than any other. So we see here we have 2 5s. So our mode is 5. All right, we're going to go on now to number 3. Be sure you are asking questions if you're not sure of something. Here we have a frequency chart. So here are the number of classes attended, and here is the number of frequencies of each of these items of data. So the total number of frequencies as we add up this column, and I'll give you this hint, is 20. Now what you need to do is add up these once you do the frequency. Now this is 3 that are of 6, so 3 times 6 is 18. And we want to eventually get all of these multiplied by their frequency out here and get a grand total. So in review then of the mean of this class, the frequency tells us the number of times this is used. So we get our grand total of 196. We're going to divide by the frequency itself, which is 20. So this gives us our mean, which is x bar 9.8. Now in figuring out the median, and then later the mode, we'll give you some time, and let's see what you get. All right, now for the median, we have our frequency. We're going to take half is between 10 and 11. So here we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 is right there. So our number for the median is going to be 10. Now, figuring out the mode when you have a frequency chart like this is rather easy. You're just going to see which is the highest frequency. Well, the highest frequency is 8, but it meant that 8 times this value was used. So our mode is 12. Again, ask any questions you like. Now, of all the examples, this is the one that took me the longest to do. And we probably can move it up a little bit so there's a little more room here. There we go. And the way I would do it if I were a student, I did it one way, but then I thought this might be an easier way, is I take each of these as we go along and kind of see what the largest number is. So the largest number is 77. So I'm going to put here at the very end 0.77. Then I'm going to scan and see which is the smallest number, and I'm going to put like a little underline there. And it's 32. So I'm going to put a up over here 0.32. Now, where do I put 0.56? Well, I'm going to put it up over here somewhere. 0.56. 43. I'm going to put 0.43 over there. 56. I'm going to put another 56 there. And as I do them, I'm going to click it off. All right, go ahead and do this and see what you come up with. And again, you're going to need a total of 5 times 4, 20. Okay, something like this, and I checked all of these off in the meantime. So, and then I counted to be sure I had all 20. I was missing one there for a moment. All right, now what do we do? Well, I would suggest from this chart, just add up each row. And I'll do it with you. 2.96, 2.04, 2.25, and 1.98. That would be these rows here. And when I add them all up, I get 9.23 that I'm now going to divide by 20. And then that's going to give me my mean, which is 0.4615. Now, for the median, since you now have it set up and there are 20, you're going to count 20 or 10, and it's the number between 10 and 11. You're going to divide by 2 since it's an even number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. They're the same. So we add these together, divide by 2, we get 0.43. And then now you're looking for the mode. Well, the greatest frequency jumps out. Here are 3 that are the same. So this would be 0.56. And again, this one took me the longest, but hopefully you see a strategy that you might use, or you could use your own. But this might be a protocol you'd follow. Now, this one is something students are often interested in to figure out your grade point average. Well, we have an A that's worth 4 points, a B that's worth 3 points, a C that's worth 2 points, and a D that's worth 1 point. And I don't need the dot there. Now here, this person has taken a total, once we add up all the credits, 25, 12, and 32, we get that they've taken 69 credits so far. Well, for 25 credit hours, they have a C. So we have to multiply this C2 by 25. A B, 12 hours. Now, it didn't look like they have any A's here, but they were strong in the D area. They had 32 credits. So when we add this up, we get 118. And then we divide by the number of credits they took. And this gives them a GPA of 1.71 that they want rounded to 2 decimal places. And again, that's not too good. That's like a D plus. If you had a 2.0, that would be a C GPA. If you had a 3.0, that would be a GPA in the B range. And just to show off a little bit, my college days, I remember, was about a 3.4. Back in those days, if you're on the dean's list, that is, you had a GPA of 3, then you would get your tuition back. So I got my tuition back a number of times. And of course, tuition in those days was, when I started off, was $10 a semester. By the time I graduated, it was up to $100 a semester. That was New Haven State Teachers College, which is now the University of Southern Connecticut here, State College. And, well, a little bit of history. Let's go on. Almost finished. For number 6, there is the values in a frequency chart. And if you add up this column, this adds up to 20. And you had to do what we did before. And then let's see if you can find here, they only want the mean. And then later we're going to look at the median down below. And that'll be our last 2 questions. So give this a shot, see what you come up with. Okay, so a total of 145. These were the total number of signatures divided by frequency of 20, getting a mean of 7.25. And we went over the protocol for this already. All right, our super last item here is we want to figure out the median, as I recall. Yes, right over here, the median. Well, when you have something like this, and they're asking just for a specific, again, you add up this column, and this one also adds up to 20. So what would be the median? Well, again, you go 6, 9, 10, 11 is right in this area. So the number of wins as the median is going to be 7. So when it's set up like this, it's rather easy. But remember, the median is not the 3. That's only the frequency. These are the values. So with that, we can complete our classwork, and you're going to have your last quiz, and then getting ready for your last unit test, and then your final exam. And good luck to all of you.